thank y'all so much for being here. We're really excited about this. So we wanted... Oh, wait.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay, wait. Okay, so we wanted to start by thanking our yearbook staff. They did such an incredible job this year, and we literally could not have done any of this without them. So if you're, a lot of them are waiting for distribution, but if you're here and on yearbook staff, please stand up. If not, that's okay. Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna just read the section editors real quick. Specifically, our section editors did a ton of work. And what a lot of people don't know, like this was over 10,000 photos, and none of it is automated. So they were literally like going to the lower school, the middle school, like getting people's names, like pointing to random kids in pictures to make sure that everyone was like in their photos and everything. So they did a ton of work on this. So specifically our section editors for Student Life, Morgan Stevenson and Rowan Fitzsimmons; for academics, Leah Jacob; for arts, Sophia Wong; for athletics, Max Rodbell and Carissa Snyder; for faculty and staff, Chris Chin; for lower school, Ruth Zemedin; for middle school, Taylor Wallstad; for upper school, Carmi Abagaz; for senior formals, Kate Barnett; and for senior scrapbook, Zainab Brodawala. So thank y'all.
Okay, so this year our theme is Within the Trails, and this is the cover right here as Eva's holding it up. We chose this theme because Eva and I are both on the cross-country team, and we spend a lot of time on Kosh as like a result of that, and we just kind of want to do something that reflected like our personalities, but also Kosh is just such like an integral part of the school, and like campus life is located like kind of within it, so that's why we thought it would be a good theme.
Yes. Okay, should I just read the letter? Okay, awesome. And then this is what we wrote in the book about it. Driving through the West Paces Ferry neighborhoods or down Nancy Creek Road, it is not unlikely to catch blurred glimpses of Kosh Trail through the trees. In fact, all of what we see from the outside are merely glimpses, small parts of a much deeper, much more complex conglomerate that is the Westminster community. In order to understand the truly unique and diverse array of experiences, values, and journeys that make Westminster such a special place, we must look within the trails. Within the trails, the 2025 Lynx yearbook theme serves a twofold purpose: to honor Kosh Trail and the nature on our campus, and to delve into the individual paths or trails of each member of the Westminster community. As an homage to life on the outskirts of campus, each section divider features an animal, plant, or natural phenomenon that can be seen either on Kosh or in Georgia's natural landscape. These images range from white-tailed deer darting through the woods to the gorgeous sunset that many students get to witness after a long day of school. And shout out to Margaret Anderson for helping me come up with some nature things to highlight. In addition to using divider art to encapsulate the experience of being in that familiar nature on this campus, we also honored our Georgia nature through colors, illustrations, and stories. With 2 pages dedicated to Kosh and constant references to it throughout the book, we recognize the importance it has to us, to this book's dedicatees, and to our community as a whole. Secondly, in creating this book, we want to memorialize not only the state championships, incredible artistic productions, and outstanding academic achievements of the year, but also the process and the people behind those finished products. Featuring original art, stories, and quotes from members of the Westminster community alongside nature found on campus that imitates aspects of our daily lives, the 2025 Lynx yearbook aims to commemorate all of the beautiful life on campus that has had a hand in making Westminster what it is this year.
We also want to give a shout out to Mary Helen Munger because she made all of our divider art and this inside cover art. So without her work, the yearbook would not have been the same.
Yes. So yeah, if y'all see, she can't be here today, but if y'all see her, please thank her. She did an amazing job. And please thank Mrs. Saki, Miss Nye, and Miss Merchant because they did so much in this yearbook, so they're the best. Okay, yes, so, yes, yeah. Okay, so now for the dedications, please welcome Tejas Kadati to give the first dedication. Just start reading it, yeah. And then, or you can read it from here too.
All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. As you walk across the 3rd floor of Robinson Hall, you will most likely hear a loud room filled with joyous students ready to learn computer science from Mr. Chaslow. Or more often than not, they'll be discussing a completely random topic that has nothing to do with computer science, like the Blue Jays, the Jan-term selection algorithm, or Denver Nuggets guard Jamal Murray. And rather than beating the fun out of the class, Mr. Caslow will be leading said irrelevant conversation. In my first data structures class, he taught us the concept of time complexity, which is essentially how long it takes to run through a data structure. He wrote the notes for the class on his iPad, and we were all blown away by how terrible his handwriting was. Rather than being offended or making us ignore it and just go back to taking notes, it became a huge joke throughout the year where Mr. Caslow would threaten to do iPad notes. One of my classmates, Owen Norman, even bought him and his son, Caleb, a handwriting without tears book that he proceeded to lose. Although some may call this disorganization or goofing off, Mr. Caslow's spontaneity and ability to have fun are integral to our enjoyment of his class. I distinctly remember one instance of seeing what class would be like without the real Mr. Caslow. Last year, when the Kenyan exchange students were visiting, Mr. Caslow had to act like a normal teacher so as to not make a bad impression. That was easily the most boring class he'd ever taught us. His goofiness and relaxed teaching style are what make coding fun and are a huge reason why so many of his students choose to pursue computer science in the future. That said, Mr. Caslow also knows when to take things seriously. He knows what it's like to be in our shoes and treats each and every one of his students as equals. In fact, he holds us in such high regard as students that he expects more from us than he probably should. One instance that comes to mind happened when we were learning a sorting algorithm called merge sort. After barely spending a day learning, we had to figure out how to program the entire algorithm. As we were all struggling, Mr. Caslow took the time to sit with me and the other students and help us figure out how to code the algorithm. He expected a lot from us, but his patience and willingness to troubleshoot all of our messed up logic allowed us to figure out the concept on our own and gain confidence in our coding abilities. The way that he interacts with students as equals is a huge reason why every student loves him. One time, when I submitted an assignment almost a week late and sent him a lengthy email explaining the circumstances of my tardiness, he responded back with just a simple, "It's all good," and graded it just as he would any other assignment. He's patient, understanding, and accommodating, no matter the circumstances. And his easygoing nature makes him feel like a friend you can talk about anything to. As a computer science teacher, Mr. Caslow teaches a wide range of students, from talkative seniors in AP CSP, just looking to get another AP credit, to quieter, analytical students who want to learn the intricacies of data structures or machine learning, to everyone in between. Although Mr. Caslow often teases his students, it's all in good fun. He never says anything to embarrass them, which we all really respect. He makes each and every one of his students feel like they belong in his classroom, regardless of who they are. Mr. Caslow is, without a doubt, just a great guy. Westminster is so lucky to have such an uplifting teacher, and his selection for the yearbook dedication is just a small piece of evidence for that. Thank you.
And I also forgot to mention that the two dedications were voted on by the class of 2025 in August, and everyone could only choose one person for the male dedication and one person for the female dedication. So this is like everybody's like one choice. So statistically, it's very hard to get this. So it's a huge deal and a huge testament to these people. So please welcome Emily Fedorovich, Kate Carroll, and Chuka Okumwabwa for the next dedication.
As sophomore year came to a close, we all heard the war stories of AP European history. The class, that is. Actual stories of warfare came later. Hawkins 307 was described as nothing short of a minefield, and we were walking right into it. Long essay questions required us to pull historical events straight from memory. Document-based questions demanded the synthesis of 7 historical writings and images in under an hour, and for multiple choice, nearly every answer looked reasonable. Oh, and let's not forget the dreaded timeline. Fear and anxiety pervaded our bodies as we considered the grave danger that we had put our grades in. But We made it through, coming out of the year more knowledgeable and more capable than we had ever been before, and it was all thanks to Miss Jewing.
Despite sitting down on the first day of class, head down and paper out in anticipation of history boot camp, I remember perking up a little bit when Miss DE walked in and immediately started cracking jokes. In my past experience, history class had always been rather bleak, blunt, and quite frankly boring. However, Miss DE's passion for the subject was so fierce that it became infectious, bringing history to life in a way that truly resonated with her students. For example, when we started the absolutism unit, Miss DE's first comment about French King Louis XIV was, "Oh, Louis and his little legs," in reference to the famous picture of him wearing tights and a huge robe. She then proceeded to dramatically read an excerpt of Louis's lavish daily routine, poking fun at the absurdity of it all and ensuring we would retain the information. Another time, towards the end of the first semester, Miss DE entered class grinning ear to ear, and once everyone settled in, turned on the projector to reveal a history teacher's French Revolution parody of Lady Gaga's Bad Romance. To this day, I can still hear the hook, "Walk, walk, scaffold baby, guillotine was going crazy," and have every word of that song memorized. And because of that class, I became obsessed with studying the French Revolution. Miss DE taught us what we needed to know in conjunction with content she knew would be interesting to hear, and as a result, we actually learned. I can say with full certainty I have never enjoyed a class, let alone a history class, as much as I enjoyed AP European history. That said, what really made Miss DE stand out in our lives was her willingness to go beyond her classroom duties. It was always evident that she cared about every single person in the class, not just as students, but as people too. You can talk to Miss DE about anything, and if anyone ever came into class looking down, she would always try to check up on them and try to cheer them up. I do not know how I would have gotten through the year if not for the laughs she brought to the school day.
Alongside emotional support, Ms. DE was always eager to help her students learn at a deeper level, even when the course didn't require it at all. I remember signing up for office hours because I wanted to discuss treatises like Plato's Republic and John Locke's Second Treatise of Government, each time expecting Ms. DE to meet me with some degree of annoyance. Yet, every time I stepped into her classroom and her office, I was pleasantly disappointed. Ms. DE engaged me in conversations that made me view history, governance, and life in general in completely different ways. She embraced my interests, helping me develop into the person I am today, and for that, I am forever grateful. Even throughout the entirety of my senior year, Ms. DE still stopped me in the halls to say hello, and I still talk to her about philosophy from time to time. Ms. DE is a teacher who not only loves what she does, but also a teacher who makes students love what she teaches.
Never missing a Regina George reference or a chance to sing about the French Revolution, Miss DE has a way of making history captivating. But most importantly, she captures the Westminster spirit. On behalf of the senior class, we would like to thank Miss DE for her leadership, kind spirit, and indisputable impact on us all. With her constant positive attitude and never-ending supply of encouragement, Miss DE has been a source of light in my life and the lives of many other students. Truly, we cannot imagine a more deserving teacher than Miss Ewing to receive this year's yearbook dedication.
Okay, so everyone should have an email right now from Johnston's, and it'll be like a QR code or something that we'll scan. And after this assembly's over, we're going to dismiss you, and you can go to Bottom Fort Hawkins to get your yearbooks.
Yes, and also for seniors, y'all have personalized yearbooks, so make sure you get in the senior line and don't just take a random yearbook. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, awesome. Thank y'all so much. Perfect.